Look closely at this footage, because what you are witnessing completely defies basic Newtonian mechanics and exposes a monumental, almost terrifying gap in modern automotive engineering. We have all seen standard laboratory crash tests. We are used to the sterile environments, the slow-motion cameras, the predictable crumpled bonnets, and the crash test dummies gently hitting airbags at 40 miles per hour. But this is not a standard safety test. This is a sheer, unapologetic brutalization of material science. What we are looking at is a 20-meter freefall, roughly the height of a 7-story residential building, directly followed by a 23-ton static crush test applied straight to the roof structure. Let's be brutally honest for a second. For the vast majority of legacy vehicles on the road today, the exact cars you and I drive our families in, this is an instant, catastrophic failure scenario. The kinetic energy generated by a 2-ton mass accelerating at 9.8 meters per second squared over that distance creates an impact force that should, theoretically and practically, liquefy a standard monocoque chassis. The structural deformation should instantly collapse the passenger survival cell, leaving nothing but twisted metal and zero chance of human survival. Yet, when the dust settles and the shockwave dissipates, the greenhouse of this specific architecture remains fundamentally, incredibly intact. The doors can still open. The glass isn't completely shattered into the cabin. To understand this anomaly, we have to strip away the glossy exterior, look past the marketing brochures, and examine the forensic physics of how a car actually bleeds out kinetic energy. Traditional vehicles act like basic mechanical fuses. They crumple to absorb the blow, hoping the metal bends enough before it reaches your legs. But this next-generation architecture employs a completely different mathematical approach to load management. The primary frontal subframe isn't just bending. It is designed to intentionally disintegrate at highly specific stress intervals. It absorbs the initial gravitational shockwave and converts that violent kinetic energy into thermal energy and acoustic deformation. But the true engineering marvel? The invisible shield that keeps the fragile human beings inside alive begins at the firewall. The entire kinetic shockwave is forcefully redirected through engineered load paths, flowing around the cabin like water around a solid boulder in a river. It is a masterclass in dynamic force vectoring. You are watching Drive and RPM, and today we are going to completely dissect the anatomy of this absolute beast and uncover the terrifying technological revolution hiding inside it. Surviving that colossal drop is mind-bending enough, but it is only the prelude to the true metallurgical anomaly we need to talk about. Withstanding a 23-ton static load directly onto the roof. Think about what 23 tons actually means in the real-world context of physics. We are talking about the equivalent weight of a fully loaded commercial articulated lorry, or perhaps the combined weight of 5 adult elephants, resting entirely on the B-pillars of a passenger car. If you take standard automotive high-strength steel, the exact kind used by almost every traditional, century-old brand you know and trust, it yields at approximately 500 to 700 megapascals. If you apply 23 tons of vertical pressure to that, the pillars will simply buckle, fold in half like a crushed tin can, and the roof will instantly collapse into the floor pan. It is a terrifying thought when you realize how close our heads are to that roof on a daily commute. The only physical way to prevent this total structural failure is through the aggressive, almost obsessive use of ultra-high-strength martensitic steel, commonly referred to as boron steel, combined with highly advanced hot stamping processes. This isn't just automotive manufacturing anymore. It's closer to modern alchemy or aerospace engineering. In creating this structural vault, the steel blanks are heated to a blistering 900 degrees Celsius in an industrial furnace, instantly stamped into shape by massive hydraulic presses, and simultaneously quenched in the die. This violent, rapid cooling alters the very molecular grain structure of the metal at a microscopic level. It locks it into a martensitic phase that achieves a yield strength exceeding 2,000 megapascals. The A pillars, the B pillars, and the reinforced roof cross members are forged from this exotic material, creating an impenetrable halo around the occupants. Furthermore, these critical nodes are not just held together by standard, cheap spot welds. They are bonded using aerospace-grade structural adhesives and laser brazing, increasing the car's torsional rigidity to figures exceeding 40,000 Newton meters per degree. It is, for all intents and purposes, a Faraday cage of mechanical force. When that 23-ton weight presses down, the energy does not crush the glass. It is distributed evenly down through the pillars, into the reinforced side sills, and directly into the battery enclosure's structural honeycomb, completely bypassing the passenger void. Now, looking at this masterpiece of metallurgy, we have to ask ourselves a very logical and fundamental question. Why engineer a passenger cabin to military-grade specifications? Why invest such astronomical capital into material science that far exceeds any global safety regulatory requirement in Europe or America? You do not build a bank vault of this magnitude just to protect an empty room. This impenetrable steel structure exists for one very specific reason: to house and protect a computational architecture and a sensor array that makes legacy driver assistance systems look utterly prehistoric. We are currently living through a violent, unforgiving transition in the automotive industry. We are rapidly moving away from simple mechanical engineering, pistons, oil pumps, and gears, and stepping firmly into the highly complex realm of advanced photonics, artificial intelligence, and neural processing. For years, legacy automakers have looked us directly in the eye and insisted that true autonomous capability was economically impossible for mass-market vehicles. They argued that LiDAR sensors, those massive, spinning, mechanical cylinders you used to see awkwardly bolted onto the roofs of experimental Silicon Valley test vehicles, were far too fragile for daily driving. They completely ruined a car's aerodynamics. And worse, they were astronomically expensive, often costing tens of thousands of pounds per single unit. But while the old guard was busy making excuses and cutting corners to save a few quid on manufacturing, a new wave of engineering quietly solved the packaging and cost equation simultaneously. They achieved this through the mass deployment of semi-solid-state MEMS architecture. MEMS, or micro-electromechanical systems, completely eliminate the bulky, rotating mechanical components of early LiDAR. Instead, they use microscopic mirrors, literally etched directly onto silicon chips, to actively steer laser beams across the environment. By removing the moving physical parts, the sensor suddenly becomes immune to the harsh vibrations of potholes and rough roads. Its physical footprint shrinks to the size of a paperback book, allowing it to be seamlessly, aerodynamically integrated into the roofline. And most importantly, because of semiconductor scaling, the manufacturing cost plummets. Extreme, millimeter-accurate depth perception is no longer a luxury reserved for 100,000-pound premium flagships. It is being aggressively democratized for the everyday driver. However, having a sleek, semi-solid-state LiDAR module bolted to your roof is completely useless without the computational brute force required to actually understand what it is seeing. Hardware is nothing without software. This brings us to the beating heart of the vehicle's electronic brain, the sensor fusion matrix. Let's be honest about our own biological limitations. As humans, we are deeply flawed drivers. We get tired after a long day at work. We get distracted by our phones or our kids in the back seat. Our eyes struggle to adjust in the dark, and we get easily blinded by the glare of a setting sun or sudden heavy rain. While certain American automakers have stubbornly bet their entire autonomous future on a camera-only approach, essentially relying entirely on visible light and neural network guessing, this new architecture proves that physical, hardware redundancy is mathematically and practically superior. The vehicle does not rely on one single sense to keep you alive. It relies on an intricate, overlapping matrix, 12 high-definition cameras, 5mm wave radars, and that roof-mounted LiDAR module working in absolute, perfect synchronicity. The LiDAR is constantly firing millions of individual photons per second, measuring the exact time of flight it takes for each photon to bounce off an object. A pedestrian stepping off a curb, a stray dog, an unlit vehicle, and return to the sensor. This generates a dense, incredibly detailed three-dimensional point cloud of the physical world. Unlike a camera lens, which can be easily blinded by shadows or bright lights, LiDAR generates its own light source. It does not guess the distance to the vehicle braking ahead of you. It knows it to the exact millimeter. Simultaneously, the millimeter wave radars are penetrating thick fog and literally bouncing radio signals underneath the vehicles ahead to calculate velocity and predict sudden braking before you even see brake lights. Meanwhile, the 12 cameras read lane markings, speed signs, and traffic lights. But capturing this mountain of data isn't the hardest part. Processing it is where the magic happens. Funneling gigabytes of raw sensory data per second requires a custom system-on-a-chip architecture capable of hundreds of trillions of operations per second, or TOPS. It creates a flawless, omniscient, God's eye view of the world in real time. It never blinks, it never loses focus, and it never gets tired. When we step back from the technical schematics and synthesize these two seemingly disparate halves, the absolute, unforgiving physical resilience of the 23-ton structural drop test, and the computational supremacy of the semi-solid state sensor fusion, we finally see the complete, undeniable picture of modern automotive disruption. Imagine being a chief engineer at a traditional, century-old car brand, watching this exact drop test footage over your morning coffee. The panic in the boardroom must be palpable. Legacy manufacturers are currently fighting a brutal, exhausting war on two fronts, and the reality is they are losing both. On one side, they are desperately attempting to adapt their outdated, legacy internal combustion platforms to accommodate heavy electric battery packs. This severely compromises their structural dynamics, making the cars heavier and less safe. On the other side, they are trying to write complex software for inadequate, cheap sensor suites just to save on manufacturing costs, blindly hoping their algorithms can make up for the lack of proper hardware. What we are witnessing with this next-generation architecture is the terrifying power of a complete, blank sheet integration. The 2000 megapascal Boron steel frame provides the ultimate, uncompromising rigid platform. It ensures that the highly sensitive sensor calibrations remain absolute, even under extreme torsional stress during high-speed cornering or when hitting severe, unexpected potholes. Think about the physics. If the chassis flexes even a few millimeters, the sensors misalign, the data becomes corrupt, and the car effectively goes blind. Therefore, the indestructible vault is absolutely necessary for the electronic brain to function safely. They depend on each other. This is the absolute death of engineering compromise. By achieving this unprecedented level of metallurgical perfection and combining it with democratized, high-fidelity photonics, the barrier to entry for true next-generation transport has been permanently altered. The automotive industry is no longer just a simple competition of who can build the most efficient motor or who has the best leather seats. It is now about who can best marry extreme material science with advanced neural processing to protect human life. And right now, as the dust settles on that 23-ton test, the metal and the math are speaking clearly for themselves. Legacy Auto is officially on notice.